those who are participating. Some people are really pissed about it.
Good afternoon, Boulder Rotary. I'm not sure if everyone's aware, but yesterday was a very, very special day. It was the nexus of the universe. It was St. March Madness Day. So in honor of St. Patrick's Day and March Madness, we're going to have our own birthday boy, St. Patrick's birthday boy, Bill Rubin, lead us in the pledge and the four-way test.
Okay, thank you all. Let's say the Pledge of Allegiance first. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, Bill. Welcome everybody to Boulder Rotary. This is the best place to be on a Friday afternoon, whether you're here with us in the room or on Zoom. I know we have about a dozen joining us on Zoom, and we have several guests here in the room today. So Danny Lindow is going to walk around with a microphone and introduce today's guest.
Yes, it's a beautiful day here, and great to have some visitors and guests. So, Dr. Bob, I see you have a guest.
I do have a guest. This is Mitch Rossman. First time being here at Boulder Rotary, considering becoming a member. Dr. Rossman is a geriatric physician.
Anyway, I look forward to learning more about the Rotary, and it's good to see everybody.
We'll sign you up. Jancy.
Hi. I'm just delighted to be able to introduce these four wonderful guests. Rhett Earl, who is president of Boulder Dushanbe Sister Cities, Catherine Bart, who is friends of the Tea House, but probably Boulder's best historian. And Joe Stepanek, who's on the board, and his wife, Carolyn, who's done so much for our sister city. So glad you're here today.
Marty.
I'd like to reintroduce Scott Gresser. He is an interim CEO for True, and you should see in the current rib his write-up, his application is in for membership. So welcome back.
Okay, now for Zoom.
Thank you, Danny. Welcome everybody on Zoom today. I believe we have a couple of guests joining us, and when I call on you, would you mind just unmuting yourself and saying hi? We have David Askey, and if you'd like to say hi.
Hello, I've submitted my application and you should have it today.
Perfect, thank you. That's awesome. And then Allison Stam, would you like to say hi, Allison?
Hey everybody, I can't get my camera to work today, but hi.
Hello, welcome. And then I think we have Marie. Marie sorry. Sorry.
No problem.
Hello, thank you for joining us today. And I hope everybody enjoys the program. Thanks so much.
Thanks everyone, and welcome to Boulder Rotary. We're going to do the raffle next, and I have some really good news regarding the raffle. I spent most of the morning running around trying to find a leprechaun to eat Bill Anderson's raffle ticket, and I couldn't find one, but I did find the end of the rainbow, and what was at the end of the rainbow was a four-way test coin. So the winner of today's raffle will also get a four-way test coin. The best news, though, is that Bill Anderson arrived late and he couldn't buy a raffle ticket because the table was closed. So the winning number is 725-351. 725-351. Sudines, congratulations. Can I have Rod Tunge come up and give a brief introduction and presentation on the Imagination Library?
Thank you, Chad. The City of Boulder, our club, our literacy committee, and the Imagination Library project all lost a very, very wonderful person recently. You may, I'm sure most of you know, that Diana Sherry passed away in February. She lived the four-way test every day, whether it was Boulder Reads at the Boulder Public Library or the innumerable things she did with and for our club. Diana brought Imagination Library to our club in 2003. She then followed that up by being chair of that committee for 13 years. In her honor, we're asking you who are interested in sponsoring children, if you would, please write a check out to the Boulder Rotary Club Foundation and with her name, put her name in the memo area. Imagination Library was started by Dolly Parton. She grew up in a very poor area of Tennessee. She vowed that if she ever made it big in life, she would provide a book for every child up to age 5 in her county. Her parents did not have any books or newspapers or magazines, so she had quite an incentive to do that. You all probably saw us over in the corner. I just want you to know that we have about 65 children this year that we're looking for sponsors for. And those of you who charged your sponsorship will be billed by Mile High United Way. They are our fiscal agent and database manager. So if you have any questions or any comments, we do have brochures over there, and you're welcome to call or email either Nancy Geyer, our co-chair, or me at my email or telephone. Thank you. Thank you, Chad.
Hi, everybody. This is Dolly. Before he passed away, my daddy told me that the Imagination Library probably was the most important thing I'd ever done. Now, I can't tell you how much that meant to me because I created the Imagination Library as a tribute to my daddy. He was the smartest man I've ever known, but I knew in my heart his inability to read probably kept him from seeing all his dreams come true. Inspiring kids to love to read became my mission. In the beginning, my hope was simply to inspire the children in my home county. But here we are today with a worldwide program that gives a book a month to over 1 million children. Of course, I have not done this alone. The real heroes of our story was the thousands of local organizations who have embraced my dream and made it their own. They raise millions of dollars each year and wake up every day with a passion to make sure that their kids have every opportunity to succeed. It's been quite a journey, but we have so much more left to do. Now, I'd love for your community to join our family, so please take the time to explore our website. Let's share this dream that all children should grow up in a home full of books. The first step is always the hardest, but you will never know unless you try.
Rod and Nancy, we're grateful for your leadership on this. The kids of Boulder County are certainly grateful for everyone's donations. And we certainly remember Diana Sherry, who brought this to us. I also want to point out that on Sunday, March the 13th, her obituary was in the Daily Camera. I will set this over on the table later on for anybody who wants to read this. Charlotte Ream is on Zoom, and she has an update on WASH.
Thank you. Are you able to see the screen? Okay, wonderful. Well, good afternoon to all our Rotarians and guests, and it's really wonderful to be here with you all this Friday afternoon. So thank you, President Chad, for granting us a few minutes today. As many of you know, the District 5450 WASH, Water, Sanitation, Hygiene, Local Action Group holds an annual WASH Symposium in October of each year. And this year we'll be running it again as a hybrid event. And this has really allowed us to bring in speakers and participants from around the world. So the purpose of the symposium is to bring Rotarians, WASH sector professionals and students to discuss strategies to continue advancing the WASH sector and by providing educational and networking opportunities. And the symposium really is built to provide Rotarians and students and all the participants with key skills that they need to ensure the implementation of impactful, scalable, and sustainable projects locally and globally. So the topics that are covered often range everywhere from how to engage with communities and identify community needs, to the implementation of projects that build community capacity and long-term sustainability, as well as sound monitoring and evaluation tools and best practices. We also work to integrate WASH with the other Rotary areas of focus, with the understanding that really they are holistically connected and provide co-benefits for any type of project. It's really important for us, however, to stress that the net proceeds from this symposium every year go towards student awards to support students who are undertaking WASH projects or enable them to present at conferences every year. So we just kicked off our committee activities. I'm really humbled and honored to be co-chairing it this year with Tim Wellman. And we also have our very own wonderful Boulder Rotarian, Lynn Johnson, who's heading up the awards committee and is also here with us today. So I'd like to take this occasion to promote for him. He's looking for support for several student awards and would like you to reach out to your networks to encourage our brilliant next generation students to apply for these awards. So please contact him for any questions on this, and he will also be providing further details in the next couple of weeks. And finally, of course, we're also here to reach out to all of you to consider possibly joining our planning committee. If you're either interested in or have skills to share in any of these areas that are noted on the screen, we would love to hear from you and have you join us. So these subcommittees range from anything from budgeting to marketing, sponsorships and exhibitors, as well as developing the program and bringing in speakers. So there are plenty of opportunities really to get involved and engage. We really hope to hear from you and have you join us. And if you are curious, please reach out to Lynn or myself, and you are always welcome to join one of our meetings. In fact, our next upcoming meeting will be held Wednesday, March 30th at 3:30 p.m. via Zoom, and we can provide that information and further details in the upcoming RIP. So thank you once again for your time, and thank you, President Chad.
The breadth of good work in this club is remarkable, but it doesn't happen in a vacuum. Sally and Kitty are going to update us on our fundraiser dinner that's going to happen on May the 6th.
Hi, everyone. And I know everybody's been familiar with the signature event, of course. When we were able to attend in person, it was so much fun, and we would dance and have entertainment and so on. And this year, the signature event is a little different. So this year, we're going to celebrate people in the community who are doing good works. And the reason we want to do that is because I think there's enough hard times in the world right now that if we got together and we could just hear about some really good things, that would be a lot of fun. And so the committee is meeting right after this meeting today to line up all of the nominees. So I really want to appreciate everybody who turned in nominations from your friends and community leaders around Boulder.
So we are unbribable, so don't try to bribe us about who wins. But what you can do is you can buy your ticket to come, and those are $100 per person, or $1,000 for a table of 10, or you can do sponsorships. So we encourage everybody to attend on May 6th at the Boulder Country Club to celebrate all the good that everyone is doing in the community. And if you have any questions, please contact Ms. Sally or Ms. Kitty. Thank you.
Chris Coker, can I have you come up, please? Get out of the way.
So we wanted to give you an update on the Marshall fire response. So Rotary District 5450 put together a natural disaster resource committee after the fires in Grand Lake. And so that committee is still in existence, and the Marshall Fire has kind of combined forces with them. So we've got a lot of information and a lot of that fire happened a couple of years ago, so they are educating us on what it looks like 2 years later, 3 years later, and we know that there's still a lot of work to be done 2-3 years later. So the district has come up with people from around the world have donated money to our district for these resources, and one of the things that we are going to support is the YMCA, and I'm going to let Chris tell you about the program that we've got that we're supporting with the Y.
Sure. And I have an update that the committee hasn't heard yet. We've received grant money to hire a mental health care worker for a year to embed into our child care programs to work with the children the children and families that have been so impacted by this. And I'll tell you, as many of you know, the Y was the shelter, one of the shelters for it. And I remember that night sitting there, and we were up in our conference room. We had the big TVs going with all the news, and I saw a table of teenagers, and one of them was crying because her house was on fire on the TV. And it almost seems like a cliche that, oh, that's right when it happened, but it wasn't. It was real life. It was happening right there in front of us. And I can't convey the emotions of what was going on there. And we had our pets. We allowed people at RY to bring all their animals with them. And so we had snakes and cats and dogs and gerbils and prairie dogs, and people have some weird pets. And all of our offices were full of their cages, and I had the rodent room. And they brought in, so my office was full of all the rodents, and they brought in the 6-foot boa constrictor, and I said, the Twain, we might want to move this a hair down the hall. But it was hard because people saw other people with their dogs and cats, and theirs had perished in the fire. And so you can lose your stuff, but when you lose the family pets and things like that, it's a whole different deal, especially the guilt of you were at work and they were trapped there. So the mental health care issues coming out of this are going to be significant and profound. What we've decided as a YMCA is that the highest thing that we can do is take care of children next summer while the parents are rebuilding and while they're spending time rebuilding. So we want to scholarship 800 children were displaced, as we heard the superintendent tell us a month or so ago. We figure about 250 children will be in need of care. We figured that number by just sitting there and throwing out a number, is how that was decided. There was no science behind it whatsoever. We just figured 250 kids, and we want to scholarship them in for the entire summer to our camping programs. We have 17 camps set all around northern Colorado, so wherever these kids got dispersed to, as we know they moved out, we want to take care of them. And so we're raising money for that. The camera, you'll see some stuff in the camera. The guy, Kyle Clark, did a episode on it a week or two ago, and then it will, we'll hit it out to our members. It's $800,000. It's not insignificant, but we can handle it. We can do it. We just need the resources to do it. And how all of you are going to help is Fun Fridays. Fun Fridays at the Y is where we pull all the kids from all around to the various Y buildings, and we set up bounce houses and slip and slides and foam machines and arts and crafts tents and all kinds of stuff. And all day long they have an incredibly fun day, and we need volunteers for that. So we'd ask you if you could volunteer for the Fun Fridays. Our mental health care worker will train you because stuff will come out. The kids, when they have time to sit with another significant adult role model, will have things to say that they haven't said to their parents. and that they haven't said to their friends, but they will blurt it out to you as strangers. So we'll train you in that. We'll train you, of course, in how to run the foam machine and the bounce house and to do the macaroni frames. I think you'll get it pretty quick. But lanyards are tough. That will need some training. However, we feel you're up to it. Questions, thoughts, anything I could help you with? Well, John Kaki, I'm surprised you had a question. It's unlike you. John Kaki, former board chair at the Y, thank you. John, the Fun Fridays, I can't tell the exact date. It's the first Friday after schools get out. So yeah, sometime in June, sometime very early in June after schools get out. Yes, ma'am. We'll need you to help set up in the morning, right? Because we have to haul all that stuff out there, get it set up, because we do archery and the foam machines, and there's a Gaga pit, which Gaga's this generation's thing. We set it all up. And so probably 8 or 9, and then for most of the day.
Yeah, maybe Sally's going to get to this, but are you going to relay what the district did for you?
Yes, I thought Sally would talk about the district because it's significant. It's significant help.
Can you stick around after and answer questions?
Absolutely. I will be here and stay afterwards, so for any questions, because I know we're TikTok.
Okay, thank you so much.
So the district has designated $40,000 of the Marshall Fire money towards this program, but we also are interested in doing a mental health piece. So the committee is still meeting, and we're trying to figure out how to further support the Y with mental health and the training costs of training all the volunteers who come to help out on Fun Friday. So there'll be more to come on that.
That's really tremendous work that committee is doing, so thank you all for that. A couple of quick announcements. On the table, speaking of the wildfire, you'll notice some forms on the table. The first meeting of the Rotary Emergency Ready Committee was held this morning. If you have any questions or if there are topics that you would like to learn about, please write them down on that, hand them to Marlene, hand them to me. If you're on Zoom, put them in the chat. We can monitor that as well and take those. Also, I don't know if everybody saw this, but in the Daily Camera this morning, there was an article, Boulder Rotary works to help connect reservation homes to clean water, which is a full highlight of our program in the Pine Ridge Reservation. So thanks to Alessandro for that. That's tremendous. Lastly, I wanted to make a brief announcement about Navruz. Navruz is one of the greatest of Persian holidays. It's celebrated in a range of nations, including Tajikistan. It takes place around the 20th and the 21st of March to coincide with the spring equinox. It's a holiday of revival, not only of nature, but also of spirit. And to celebrate Navruz, the Dushanbe Tea House and the Sister City program, they are having a celebration on March the 27th at 1 p.m. There's a potluck event that's going to be held in the plaza adjacent to the tea house. So be sure to attend that. Friends and family are welcome as well. Thank you, Leslie. That tea house is really one of my favorite places to bring people, and just to see the looks on their eyes when the first time they walk in is impressive. If you're looking for suggestions on maybe something we can send back to them, you could always take maybe one of the other 7 Wonders of Boulder, maybe send them Mountain Sun Brewery, which I don't know if that would work. I also have another one too, something that arrives in 2,300 pieces with no instructions. Let's send them an IKEA. So next I'm going to say 3 words that I don't think have ever been put together in a sentence. Leprechaun, cowboy, poet.
A lot of people say I had this jersey on from yesterday and I'm a day late. No, I just haven't gone to bed yet. I do want to sing a song that I sing every year since I was in high school. On the night that Patty Murphy died, I never shall forget. Everyone got stinking drunk and some ain't sober yet. But the one thing that they did that filled me heart with fear, they took the ice off Patty's corpse and laid it on the beer. Now that's how they showed their respect for Patty Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. Yes, that's how they showed their respect for Patty Murphy. On the night poor Patty died. Thank you very much. Back when I was a wee boy in Dublin, Ireland, I had a friend there called Billy O'Rubin. And Billy O'Rubin's birthday is today, yesterday.
So every year, for one day only, I add an O and an apostrophe to the front of my name. So anyway, I'm really glad to be here. I wanted to give a shout out to Michael Weatherwax, who was my sponsor a number of years ago. About 25 years ago, I got into Rotary, and it's been a huge part of my life, and especially working with young people has been wonderful. The last couple of years, I haven't come here to the in-person meetings because of COVID. I'm really happy to be here again. I'm starting to re-engage, as it were. So happy to be here with you all, and thanks a lot.
Be sure and sit at the birthday table.
Happy birthday, Bill. Fred, can we roll the videotape?
Did you know that Boulder Rotary Club had a book club? We do. It meets quarterly, and the next meeting is coming up April 11th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. We're going to meet at Phyllis Wise's home or on Zoom if you can't make it in person. The book is The Sum of Us, What Racism Costs Everyone and How We Can Prosper Together. That book, by Heather McGee, takes a deep look at the economics of racism in the U.S., and reviewers call the book striking, clear, and kind. The Sum of Us is an analysis of what racism costs us as a society and how we benefit when we come together. If you have questions, please contact Darla Sheath.
Hi, everybody. This is Dolly. Before he passed away, my daddy told me that the Imagination Library probably was the most important thing I'd ever done.
In 1995, in honor of her father, Dolly Parton began a movement to help disadvantaged children learn not just to read, but to love to read. The Imagination Library delivers a book a month to children from infancy to age 5. The Literacy Committee is again partnering with the Imagination Library to provide books to Boulder County children, and this year we're honoring Diana Sherry, Boulder Rotarian who died last month. She started the partnership with the Imagination Library Project many years ago, and as a result, hundreds of children have had books and reading in their lives. The Literacy Committee was there at the meeting today, and you'll see them again next week. That's March 25th. You can sponsor children at lots of levels, from a newborn all the way through 4 years old. You can do that either at the meeting, or if you can't be there, contact Nancy Geyer or Bobby Brown. We hope that you will take this opportunity to help kids learn to love to read.
You know, when parents read to their children regularly from birth through their preschool years, a lot of really wonderful things happen.
Next week, our program is David Farnan. He is the Director of Library and Arts for Boulder Public Library. He's going to talk about connecting people, ideas, and information to transform lives and strengthen our community. David is a champion of libraries everywhere, and the Boulder Public Library in particular. He believes public libraries preserve democracy and justice. David brought this passion and incredible know-how to Boulder Public Library even through these difficult times. In the last 8 years, David overhauled the library on a tiny budget. He helped the library grow to over 1 million annual visitors. That's the highest rate of any city or metro area library. And he has managed to get over 130,000 library card holders. Good job. Come next week to learn more about one of Boulder's most important and vibrant institutions, the public library.
Shout it really loud. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Stan Goralnik and Lena Kaki, for greeting us at the door. Thanks to Kathy and Jancy for checking us in at the desk. Thanks to Jancy for promoting the raffle. Jancy, you've been busy today. And thanks to Cassidy, Lynn, Vanessa, and Fred for meeting management. Everyone, have a great weekend.